Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Just an Opinion. Continuing my sports series, today I'm going to rank my top 5 favorite kids' sports movies. Many times these films focus on the underdogs, with characters barely good enough to lace up a pair of boots. But the game changer is usually a coach. Sometimes the coach is a little rough around the edges, but the team and the coach find a symmetry together. It's not always about being the best, but giving it your best shot. The children learn some early life lessons in these films, particularly how to be a good sport, tolerance, and having fun, no matter what. Number 5 is Little Giants. Brothers Danny and Kevin each form their own respective Pee Wee football team, competing to be the exclusive team for the town. Naturally, after scoring 4 touchdowns in one game, Kevin is the clear favorite, but Danny isn't discouraged, despite having a team of athletically challenged youths.
You say thank you, I say please.
With his daughter Becky as the star player and their new quarterback Junior, they transform from underdogs to semi-decent dogs. Don't get me wrong, this flick is very formulaic. But hey, you follow a recipe for cheesecake, don't you? There was a really cute chemistry between Becky and Danny, especially with their crushes being on Junior and his mom. And despite his competitive nature, you see that Coach Kevin really isn't that bad of a guy.
If that kid of yours pulls another stunt like that, you're both out of here.
Hey, come on. I thought you wanted to win.
Not like that.
In the end, hard work and perseverance might lead you to a surprising victory, even if it's just that one time.
And even if those Cowboys are better than you guys, even if they beat you 99 times out of 100, that still leaves
One time. One time. Yeah. One time.
Number 4 is Ladybugs. Coach Chester thinks he has a promotion coming his way after he agrees to teach a championship soccer team. The problem is, well, that was last year, and this year most of the teams are newbies who can't exactly bend it like Beckham.
For a young soccer player, the simple act of kicking the soccer ball can bring one the greatest sense of pride.
His solution? Get his stepson to be Matthew to dress up like a girl to be a ringer to help the Ladybugs towards Victory Road. But it's not quite easy street, as both Matthew and Chester have difficulty keeping their lies straight.
Matthew?
Mom! Martha!
Chester?
Bess!
What's going on here?
There are some mild messages of female empowerment in the end, as the Ladybugs realize they don't need Martha to win anymore. As expected, Rodney Dangerfield is on fire with all of his one-liners, even if they are toned down for a PG-13 audience.
Boy, when she walks in a room, mice jump on chairs. Two-story house. Before you buy it, to give you one story. After you move in, you get another story.
It was also a breakout role for Jonathan Brandis, who, unfortunately, we lost too soon. Rest in peace, buddy. Number 3 is The Bad News Bears. This flick is an archetype of kids' sports movies. But it's also notorious for some of the subject matter that is viewed in a completely different light in present day. At its core, the film is about a team comprised of the worst possible players.
Where's our shortstop?
Aren't you the shortstop? Was that an error?
This motley crew is coached by Walter Matthau. There are a plethora of movie conventions borrowed from this film. These include recruiting a kid deemed as a troublemaker by the community.
If I win, you play baseball for Bears.
And if I win?
Name it.
Getting so caught up in the competition and forgetting that this is supposed to be fun.
I'm the one who told Kelly to cover for you.
Why?
Why? What do you mean, why? We're in the championship, aren't we? Well, that's what you wanted, wasn't it?
And giving it your best, but knowing how to lose with dignity.
Hey, Yankees, you can take your apology out of your trophy and shove it straight
years later, people still talk about the influence of this movie and use the title as an expression for something that is much worse than just bad. Number 2 is The Sandlot. Most sports movies involve a coach and some sort of organization to the game. This flick offers neither, but it was extremely impactful. In all honesty, it transcends the sports film genre, since it triggers nostalgia for most of the audience remembering the summertime, growing up with your buddies. The character diversity and development of the team is genius.
Come on, Benny, man. The kid is a L7 weenie. Yeah. Oscar Mayer even. Footlong. Dodger dog. A weenie.
Laughing at Yaya? You were like a duck.
The majority of the story is just practice sessions for the kids, intermingled with several crazy adventures. But when the stuck-up boys from the local team challenge these supposed misfits, well, they learn that skills lie within the player and not just a fancy uniform. Fair to say that The Sandlot is for kids that grew up in the 90s what The Goonies was for kids that grew up in the 80s. The characters are so timeless and the dialogue is so quotable.
You're killing me, Smalls. You play ball like a girl!
Number 1 is the Mighty Ducks trilogy. Great sports movies often have sequels. Some are decent, some not so much, but others are shameful, completely changing the cast, trying to make some bucks off the namesake of the original. The Mighty Ducks is one of the better sports series, where the sequels build on the original story and still carry the magic. The first installment unites a lawyer who hates sports with a hockey team of social deviants whose only accomplishments are not falling through the ice.
All right, line change. Come on, go.
Emilio Estevez plays one of cinema's best coaches ever. The film gives him a great backstory and why he gave up what could have been a professional career in sports. As for the Ducks, this is a very well-assembled cast of kids. Together, they find a symmetry. And you realize that Estevez learns just as much from the team as they learn from him.
I want to be a coach again.
You coach a bunch of losers.
No, I want to coach the Ducks. You guys know what it's like to be misunderstood, right?
Yeah, of course. We're kids.
But let's forget all that crap. We're a team, right?
Yeah.
In D2, the script is completely flipped. The Ducks are no longer the underdogs, but representing America at the Junior Goodwill Games. Despite this, you're still drawn to the characters and the hijinks.
One large order of shredded duck coming up.
They won't know what hit them.
I know. Who said that?
Hi, guys.
And the hockey scenes have intensified quite a bit and are very entertaining.
Here's Banks. Starts into the ice right now. Banks along the left wing side. Now moves into the center. Spinning move. A great move to the blue line. Banks all alone in front of his man. He scores!
But everything was leading to a breaking point, as the Ducks were coasting on their previous momentum, and Estevez is wooed a little bit too much by the corporate spoils that come with coaching a championship team. But when the Ducks are nearly defeated in the tournament, both they and Estevez realize how much they still need each other.
I forgot about the team. And the team is all I have. And all I want is another chance. Just one more shot.
In D3, once again the script is completely flipped from the previous film, the backdrop being a prep school. The main rivalry is between the varsity team and the freshman team comprised of the Ducks.
Line V! I love when they do the V.
winning the Junior Goodwill games that they would be a little bit better of a match, but I'll let it slide since I really do love the characters in this series. Sadly, Estevez doesn't make much of an appearance, but there is still some good stuff left in this franchise, especially with the Ducks learning how to be coached by another.
So if you want your pride back, you better be willing to work. There's nothing glamorous about it. In the pros, we call it blue-collar hockey. Now, there's one thing the varsity does very well. They're vultures around the net. They pick up every piece of loose trash. That's how they beat you. Not with the first shot, the second and the third. They bang in the junk.
They also learn how to adapt and evolve their existing skills. Not too bad of an entry, but it's probably better that they stopped here. But I will say that I am very excited to see how Disney is going to handle the redux of this series. So we'll wait to see. Thank you so much for watching, and please do leave a comment. I'll be back soon, but this time I'm going to focus on my top high school sports movies. I hope you check it out.
Put your body over